So, all right, next I'd like to move a little further up in time and further up in West Virginia. We're now up to Ernie Carpenter, who's the nephew of French Carpenter, who was playing tunes. And I actually spent a lot of years listening to Ernie. I had all these theories about the banjo, the cutback shuffle on the banjo being part of the lowlands, Carolina and Virginia, because of the prominence of the banjo, which I'll show you a little bit later. But Ernie sort of blew all that out of the water, and I decided not to go into ethnomusicology. And because I'll show you, play a tune called Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson, Bring Your Jug Around the Hill. And then we'll play a North Carolina version of it with the banjo to demonstrate how different tunes in different places are played. So this is called Jimmy Johnson. And you'll notice a long shuffle on this. This is not usual for West Virginia, but this is Ernie's way of playing Jimmy Johnson. There's a couple of Jimmy Johnsons in southern West Virginia that sound very different. So, but this is the Round Peak version. This is a little preview of next Tuesday. Yeah. Next Tuesday. So this is the kind of music. This is a Round Peak music. This is we learned from Tommy Jarrell and Fred Cockrum. They used to play from the 70s on. Tommy Jarrell was a road grader whose father was a very famous a fiddler and musician on 78s in the 20s, and then the Depression came along and just killed the old-time music industry. This music was becoming quite popular. And after the Depression, of course, came the war, and then bluegrass came along. So this stuff, really you'll find most of the early stuff on 78s and discs. But this Tommy Jarrell, in the late 70s, a lot of these guys, including Melvin, who I'll get to in a minute, just picked up the fiddle again and found that there was a whole bunch of hippie-type young people. Well, they're old now. But they just loved it, and they just latched onto it, and they found their calling just sort of going around teaching this music. They actually came up to Charlottesville and played one time. We got them up to the... Tommy didn't come, but the Camp Creek boys came up and played Newcomb Hall up in Charlottesville in the mid-70s. And so this is how Tommy and Fred would play John Brown's Dream.